So type in gmail.com. And I'm just going to go through this sort of geometrically based on what you're seeing on the screen. So on the left-hand side, the left-hand column, you have a list of different things. You've got compose mail to write a new message, inbox, which shows you your inbox, starred, which allows you to see all the items you have starred. A starred item is anything in your inbox where you click this little star and it highlights it. I don't use stars. They don't really fit into my organization system that I use, but if it works for you and you want to see just certain items you have starred, go ahead and star them. On the left side you see chats, which allows you to look at your chats that you've had using Google Chat, which I'm going to talk about. It saves them automatically so you never lose any chat information. Sent mail shows you all the mail that you sent out. Drafts is of course your drafts, which whenever you're composing a message it auto-saves every few seconds, so your draft is always updated. All mail is all of your mail, including the stuff from your inbox and everything else that's been archived by you, which I'm going to talk about in a second, because with Google you don't necessarily need folders, you can just archive everything. Your spam is your spam that's automatically filtered, which I recommend you check every day. Even though it can get filled quickly, especially for forwarding your Eden account, it's good to check every day because you get used to it. Your body's muscle memory gets used to reading and identifying spam very quickly. It takes me about 5 seconds to go through 50 emails and know they're all spam and just clicks clear all. And that way you're safe, because if something's in there that's not spam, you can click it and mark it as not spam for the future, and Google memorizes that this is not garbage. And finally your trash, which hopefully you'll never use because you never have to delete anything. You have like 8 gigs of space. Now we're going to go to the Gmail settings. On the top right, you'll see a settings button. If you click that, this is where a lot of the really cool features are of Gmail that not many people, I think, know about. So I'm going to go through each tab. So this is the general tab we're in right now, and it's pretty basic. You can select your language, the maximum amount of conversations per page. If you want keyboard shortcuts to be on, keyboard shortcuts means that you can press buttons on your keyboard to navigate through Gmail much quicker than using your mouse to click everything, because you have the ability to use a keyboard and a mouse all at once, so it gives you twice the speed. You can press learn more to learn about keyboard shortcuts. I actually don't use them myself. You can select a picture that will be embedded in your email whenever you send an email to someone. You can also select your contacts' pictures if you want to see the picture they have preset, or if you want to select a picture for them so you know who you're talking to. I don't really use pictures at all. You can also create a signature that's automatically posted at the bottom of every email message you send. So right there I have my signature. It's my name, Rutgers, my major, my email address, and my website. So that way anybody that gets a message from me knows how to get back to me. The rest of this stuff really isn't important. I don't use it frequently. A vacation responder, if you're going away, it'll automatically respond to people telling them you're away. So if you scroll back up to the top now, we're going to go to Accounts, which is a very important tab. The first section of this tab is Send Mail As, which allows you to send email from your Gmail account as another user, as another email address. So for example, I can send email from my own account, another account I have set up for a different student organization, and from our Engineers Without Borders account, all from this screen. The way it works is you click Add Another Email Address, which is right here. And then you go through the setup screen, which I'm not going to go through because I have no account to add, but it's very basic. You enter your email address and some other information, and then it adds the account, and it'll actually send an email to that account, so you log in at the other email account to verify that you are allowed to send email from your Gmail account. It's just a safety verification. And then there's also this button here: when I receive a message sent to one of my addresses, reply from the same address the message was sent to, or always reply from my default address. So an example of this would be if I get an email in my account from Engineers Without Borders, when I reply, it automatically replies from the EWB account, even though I'm inside my own Gmail. That way the person doesn't think that someone random is emailing them. But you can switch it if you always want your own personal email to be identified. You can also add additional storage by paying Google, but I don't think you're ever going to go over 7 gigs, and they're probably going to keep increasing it. They always are. Get mail from other accounts. This is important if you currently have a Hotmail or a Yahoo account, because you can't forward those. The companies don't allow email forwarding. What this does is Google will automatically log into those accounts for you, check your mail periodically, and pull it to your Gmail account. And if you really want it to, it'll delete it from the Hotmail account or the Yahoo account for you, so you can just have your email in one spot. There's a whole, you can view your history of what's been going on right here. If you click View History, you can have it check mail right now just to make sure that those accounts are empty. So I have mine set up to get email from my old Gmail account, which had a very corny screen name attached to it. We're not going to go there. And that's pretty much everything important on that page. The next tab is labels. Labels are sort of like folders for Gmail. You can create labels, and then every message you get, you can attach a label to it. I don't use labels because, in my opinion, your emails are infinitely labeled because every word in every email is a label. So for me, whenever I need to pull an email, even if it's 3 or 4 years old, all I have to do is think of 1 word or 2 words that are going to be in that email and search for them, and it'll show me just emails that I've received that have those words in them. So an example would be if I go to my inbox. Let's say I want to pull up every email I've gotten from Obama for America. I just type in Obama for America, and every email from anything to do with Obama comes up, and that's all I can see. And as you can tell, he's emailed me 140 times, it says up here, in the last however long he's been running for president. So that's an example of why I don't use labels, but if you wanted to use labels, it's very simple. You just go back to Settings, go to Labels, create a new label. I have one already made called EWB, and then when you're in your inbox and you see a message you want to label, I'm just going to label this one EWB, even though it's totally unrelated. You just click the email and go to More Actions right next to the delete button and label it, apply label EWB. And then you can see in my inbox it's the colored blue, and that's because at the bottom left of my screen where it says labels, I've designated EWB to have a blue label. So that's labels. If you go back to Settings, you got it? Is everybody caught up? Okay. Next is filters under Settings. What a filter does is it takes any incoming email and it filters it. It'll search. If you click Create New Filter, it'll tell you how to set it up. So, for example, any email that's from a certain email address or going to a certain email address or has a certain subject or has the words inside the email body, you just type whatever words you want, or doesn't have certain words or has an attachment. It will filter them and do something with them. So for example, let's say any email that comes from Tom Nangle, I want to automatically delete for no reason being said. I type in Tom Nangle and I press next. And then these are my actions. So I want it to delete it. I press delete it, and then I press create filter, and from now on, anytime Tom emails me, it'll automatically delete it. I'll never see it again. So if you, I don't know, hate someone, or please don't hate anybody, but if you do, you can automatically delete their emails. You can also have things skip your inbox and automatically archive. You can have them marked as red. You can have them starred.